Now that we have quite a bit of content in our library and I've imported a group of references from my hard drive, let's have a talk about the types of groups that we have available to us and how they can help us to manage our content. As you can see, it doesn't take very long to start accumulating references, particularly if you're working on a larger piece of research. You can scroll up and down through the summary pane to find the items that you need, but I don't think that's a really good or efficient use of your time. Let's have a look at the types of groups that can be used to make life a little bit simpler. The Groups drop-down menu provides our options for controlling our content. Create Group gives us a simple group that lives in the My Groups header that you can see in the Groups pane, the dark blue pane, and it allows us to have one folder, if you like, of related items. A smart group, in theory, allows you to set certain search criteria, such as items on a particular topic published in 2021, and as they arrive in your EndNote library through importing, they will be winnowed out and put into the smart group. However, we have found that you have to be very specific about your search criteria. Doesn't always work. The last option that we do recommend, aside from simple groups from the Create Group option, is Create Group Set. A group set is really useful if you're going to be doing a number of different types of research. So you might create a group set for a conference paper that you're preparing, or for your thesis, or for multiple pieces of research that you might be doing at the same time. I'm going to create a group set here to demonstrate, and my new group set is going to be called My Thesis. Now within my group set, when I click on it, nothing is there at the moment. But what I can do now is I can create simple groups for things like my lit review. I can create groups for interlibrary loan requests, for items that we don't hold within the Swinburne subscriptions. I can create simple groups for my chapter 1 and so forth. Another group that I might wish to create, just a simple group, is something to keep track of my interlibrary loan requests. So I might come up here to My Groups and say Groups, Create Group, Need Full Text. Now, in order to populate those groups, you have a number of options. So here I have found URL from my previous search where I wanted to find the full text of my library. These 35 items don't have the full text attached, but they might be available. So I'm going to select them with a click to select one item and Control A to select them all. I can click Groups, add references to, and put them in the Need Full Text group. This will allow me to keep track of them. As I find the full text, I can move those items out of this group. A single reference can belong in many groups at the same time. For example, I might want to have these particular items, holding down my Control key on Windows to select several items at once. I might wish to add these to my Chapter 1. So Groups, add references to Chapter 1. If you ever want to see which groups a particular reference is in, you can do this with EndNote 20. What you need to do is say References and Reference Summary, and it will tell you that this particular item is in the group Chapter 1 and Need Full Text, which might be useful for you. Another group you may want to create is duplicates. Duplicates can be a real issue when you're doing research over a number of years. And they can also be a real issue when you start to write your thesis or major papers, because occasionally people have more than one copy of the reference in their library and they refer to different records from their library, and it can cause some confusion. We used to recommend deleting duplicates. Nowadays, what I suggest is that you might want to create a folder and just put those duplicates aside. If you want to identify your duplicates as part of your management of your library, click your All References group click One Record and Control A. You can then ask in your library drop-down menu to find your duplicates, and it will indicate them on your screen. You get to compare the two side by side and choose if there's one to keep or one that you wish to delete or put into a duplicate window. And scrolling down, you can see the differences.